Today's September 11th, 2012, and if there was ever a point in this whole marriage journey that it seemed like it was the end, there was a lot of places where it seemed like it was the end, but this current situation right now is the most serious and immense of all the other obstacles or whatever, and it again appears like the end. I'm still fighting this journey, but what happened yesterday, September 10th, is going to make things very difficult, but not impossible. So you remember September 9th, I messed up with talking to my dad about the whole marriage thing because of like the car stuff and whatever nonsense I was talking about. September 10th, which was yesterday, well, I found out September 9th p.m., like in the evening, that her parents like were pretty sure about who they were arranging for her, someone who was more established and whatnot. And so that night, September 9th, I called Mom and I was like, Mom, I don't know what to do. Can I come home right now? And she's like, just stay calm and come home tomorrow. And so tomorrow, which was yesterday, September 10th, I went home and I was very calm about it. Before I went home, her brother asked me to meet up with him, so I met up with him and his girlfriend, and he's like, we're talking about what happened with the other guy and what needs to happen now, and that there's still a chance. And so right after that, I went home to talk with my parents, and I did, in a much more better or appropriate fashion, and they were, some part of them, like some part of my dad, felt that he should do this, and he agreed on certain terms that he would go along with this, and so later that night, my mom called her mom, because how to initiate conversation or whatever, and they were talking for a while, and like my mom was just really honest about everything, the fact that I was a student who wasn't yet established, taking loans out to fund my education, and I don't she didn't really say anything positive. I mean, not that those things are negative, they're all truthful, but like, she could have said the fact that I have a bright future ahead of me, I had all of my undergrad paid for and received money, I'm very responsible, or I don't know, she could have said some aspects of me being the oldest son in the family and having two younger brothers before me, and like having already dealt with responsibilities or whatnot, but that's how the conversation went. And then her mom was like, she's like, well, your son sounds like a good boy or whatever, but it's not time for him, like, 'cause he's 21, he's not established and all this other stuff. And her mom said, I have a son who's 27 and I don't have the courage to get him married. How do you have the courage to get your 21-year-old son married? And I don't know, it was just sad listening to all that, because I was like, they're not understanding the concept of love, or like the fact that she's not going to be happy with some other guy. Her parents are not thinking about this in an emotional sense, they're thinking about financial, and I will have finances too, but right now I'm beyond broke. Like, that's just the fact of the matter. Um, so anyway, her mom was like, there's no, like, we could chit chat all day. The reality is that whatever we say doesn't matter. It's what the husbands say. So her mom was like, can you call back in like 15 minutes? My husband's going to be back then. And, well, that's just the way that culture works. Husband decides everything. Um, so, my dad, like, he's sitting there for a while, and then he's like, see what we told you? They're saying the same thing. You're too young, you're not established, you're just seeing the world in a very colorful, and love is blinding you. You have far to go in life and all this other stuff. And so, but he also wanted to help me. And what he did was he actually went and prayed, like, while he was waiting for 15 minutes. And I was like, that is, I don't know, I just found that, like, beautiful, because, like, he maybe wanted this to work out. And that's why he prayed. And I was like, I was really thankful for him at that, like, for doing that. And because I don't pray much, so he did. And then I dialed their number and I gave it to him, and they talked for a while. And they were like, her father and my father talking, and it was just the most, like, my heart was just pounding, like, vigorously. And I was like, my life is being decided right now. And but they said the same thing, you know, like, your son is running on loans, how is he going to support my daughter? How is, like, we want her to go to school and whatnot, how is he going to do that? And it looks like your son is pretty smart, he's going somewhere in life. Marriage will only destroy his future right now. And I was like, I was really disheartened to hear all that, because the reality is that her happiness, like, I don't want to, like, say it as bluntly as I'm going to say it, but, like, her happiness, it lies with me. I don't know if that's, like, a really audacious statement, but her real friends know that she's really not going to be happy with her parent, with the guy that her parents select for her, and she would be happy with me. And so anyway, my dad, her dad talking, and at the end of the conversation, they were like, my dad was like, and her dad was like, what do you think, to my dad? And my dad was like, I will, like, all I can do is simply repeat what you just said in a different way, because you're right. Like, he is very young, he's not established, he's got a long way to go, and all this other stuff. But if you're willing, we will accept your daughter. And that seemed like the end of the conversation, because they were like, my dad was like, it was nice talking to you. So he actually said, sorry for wasting your time. And like, he was about to, like, really end the conversation, and then for some reason I had this, like, impulse, this rush of feeling and this need to talk to the father myself. And that, by our culture, is, like, pretty, I don't know if that's risky or bold or whatever the case is. I felt the need to talk, because I wanted to make sure that I did everything I could. And I don't know if me talking to him directly would mean anything, but I had to try, and that's what I did.